Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the mother of the bride, Tanya Hughes.
I'm the mob.
Mike's not hot.
Can you hear me? Now you can. Mother of the bride. Second time now.
Talk into the mic. Talk into the mic. You got it.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you guys all for coming. And I really appreciate that the distance many of you took. And of course, I know Tony already said thank you to Bob and Rose, but again, thank you, Bob and Rose, so much. Beautiful, beautiful location where we are. Couldn't have asked for a better fall day. And also thank you to our officiant and John Mark and to a few others who made the trek out from Hawaii. And also there's some others that traveled a great distance: Colorado, Tennessee, we have Washington, Canada, and even Barbados. Who knew?
All at one table.
So as mother of the bride, I do have the great honor of standing here today to celebrate our firstborn daughter in one of the most important days of her life. I see you, Lauren. Lauren made me a mother, and she was my first teacher in unconditional love, patience, and sleep deprivation. And since she was our first of 3 children, we also called her our experiment child. She had many nicknames growing up. Her Aunt Jennifer affectionately called her Skinny Butt. The fire department guys called her Peanut. And when her little sister Elizabeth was about 2 years old, she couldn't say her name, so she called her Loie. Lauren didn't like it. And we said, just, you'll have to live with it for a while, but oops, that one stuck. So, sorry. And Lauren had a little children's Bible when she was about 4 years old. One day she says out of the blue, I wish my Bible had a picture of God on it. Like, we all kind of do, actually. And so I said that was amazing how, I realized how insightful she was as a little girl. And watching her grow from a curious, determined little girl into the strong, beautiful, talented, and kind woman she is today has been a great joy for me to see. I believe that God endowed Lauren with a special gift, her deep, unwavering love for all people. She sees the good in others, even if they don't see it in themselves. That gift that she has too blossomed and was magnified when she was serving as in ministry with Youth with a Mission. So today, as I watch her step into this next chapter, I am filled with many emotions: joy, pride, love, but above all, gratitude. Gratitude that she has found someone who sees in her what we've always seen: a brilliant light, a loyal heart, and a soul that loves deeply. Caleb, I appreciate you. I see in you a calm, steady, loyal spirit. Thank you for loving Lauren the way she deserves to be loved. Thank you for making her laugh, for being her partner and friend, and for choosing to walk this life together with her. We're honored to welcome you into our family. You are a blessing, an answer to prayer for a godly husband who compliments Lauren so beautifully. We are overjoyed that Lauren will be part of your great family and that you will be a part of ours. Caleb, I know that you will honor, cherish, and love Lauren. And Lauren, I know that you will respect, honor, and love Caleb. May you have a oneness marriage where your super glue for marital success will be your commitment to God and to serving each other. Marriage is not made in grand gestures or even perfect moments. It's built in the quiet, everyday choices to be kind, to forgive, and to keep choosing each other. It's a covenant not just between two people, but with God at the center, and I have every confidence that the two of you will do just that. So we speak blessing over your marriage now. If everybody will raise your glass and toast to the newlyweds, Lauren and Caleb McGivney. Thank you, thank you.
I might. You want to hold my hand?
You got it.
They'll say, well, how do you follow that up? You know? Lauren, you are first, and I'll tell you, you humbled me when you came as us becoming parents, because I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. That woman had it all down. So there's something to be said about the bride and the wife, and you know, for kids, they're the ones that have I might be the head of the household, but she's the neck. If the neck does this, the head follows. It's just how it goes. At a very young age, Lauren was new. She's very kind, very hard, very tender-hearted in the sense all I had to do was give her a special look, and she knew. Sorry, Daddy. But that quiet strength that she had is what's become your persona. And what I mean by that is the love that you have for others. People see it. It's infectious. And I'm proud of you. I was going to say, from a young age, we spent a week in Hotel Loma Linda with the failure to thrive. There wasn't a day didn't go by where I wasn't praying for God to take care of my child. I did. Look at you now. And I couldn't be happier, more proud of what you become. Growing up to, watching you grow, even with McKenna, our first dog, she couldn't say McKenna, but we'll listen to her running up and down the halls yelling, "Matana, Matana," because that's all she could say. But she had a love for that dog that was beyond control. And I gotta tell you, it was good. So as she grew up, went through high school doing the things that she did, the next big thing I was proud of you for on your list was Homecoming Queen to your senior project. Not only you getting your A, but Monique getting hers. And so she knows what I'm talking about. If you want to know more about that story, you ask them. But I had my reservations when you decided to tell me you were going to go into Youth with Missions, because I was like, well, second mean. It means you're going away. It means you're going to Hawaii to start with, which isn't a bad place to go, but to understand that that meant you're going to go overseas and you're going to be out, in the missions field. And I just said, I got to give it up to God. I can't control this, but please take care of her. And he has. You come back a stronger, beautiful woman, more godly than ever before. And to hear some of the stories you've told about being over there, watching the culture, what you did, and even to some of the miracles that took place. Those are awesome stories, and I was taken back by that. I said, you know what? She done did good. So, just so you know, I love you dearly. I am so proud of you, and especially for this day to say, was this ever going to come? But it has. And I don't mean it badly. I mean it the right way. And then in walks Caleb. Where'd this guy come from? Well, I'll tell you where this guy came from, because apparently they were, living up in Seattle and everything else. They meet, if I'm correct on this, you guys met together in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and that was kind of really the first kind of date thing to go. But you guys don't understand the backlash of the story is they didn't live any more than about 5 houses away from where we lived growing up. Caleb used to pick up Elizabeth to take her to school all the time. But Lauren and them never really had that connection until later on in life. And I got to say, Caleb, kudos to you because you're actually marrying the girl from next door, so to speak. I love you. As soon as you walked in the door and I met you the first time, we knew you were family. You fit right in. The kids all, the rest of the family loved you, and you're polite. You're considerate, and got your head on straight. You're a godly man, and I don't think there's any more than a father could ask for as far as that goes. And looking to see where this is going to go, and I know that God's going to richly bless your guys' marriage as it should be. And can't say enough. Thank you.
Keep your hands together for the father of the bride. Next to the stage, please, would be the mother of the groom. Put your hands together.
Yeah, I'm bringing my emotional support person with me. A million thoughts go through your mind of what am I going to say and what do I want to share with people. And I don't share my heart very easily. And it's something I'm working on. And so I just want to share with you all, it has been, from my seat, such a blessing and so beautiful to see the beautiful friendships that surround Lauren that have come to support her today and stand with her. And also the blessing of Caleb's friends, some of whom I've known for a very long time, since high school. I've watched you guys grow up. And then the people that he has found in Washington, I love you all. And it is wonderful to see you all surrounding them. And we are all people of faith. And that is very clear here tonight. Just hearing Tony and Tanya speak. As a mama, yes, Caleb is also our first. And it's been a conversation that I've had with him many times. We've done the best we could with the tools that we had to say we love you every day. Did we do it perfectly? No. But it's always been done with love. And I'm so proud of my son. And what I found so incredibly settling, and the way God works in our lives, we have not had a perfect marriage. We've had our struggles. But faithfulness in God, and when we have sought God, He has healed whatever we have gone through. And this afternoon, as Caleb was getting ready, I sat on his bed with him, and I shared some of the things that I see in him. And Lauren, you said the same things, almost verbatim to my son. And as a mama, I could not have prayed for more for my son than a woman who sees in him what I know is there and I've watched from a little boy. And so for that, I'm so grateful, because we have prayed for you, even when we didn't know it was you. And I agree with Tony. The girl next door, like, who would have thought that when Caleb said, oh, I'm dating this girl, Lauren, and I was like, oh, I know that family. From Big Bear, how did they meet? And it's God. I believe God brought the both of you together for good. And so as a mama, I agree, Caleb is loyal. Caleb has integrity. Caleb is kind. And seeing you with him settles my heart, because you love him for him. You don't see someone to fix, you see someone to grow with. And I can't ask for anything more than that for my son. So I love you, Caleb, with all my heart, my firstborn who made me a mama. My first love. And Lauren, I cannot wait to get to know you better. and to love you, and I'm so grateful to blend our families together. So cheers to both of you, to Caleb and Lauren.
Cheers.
I thank God for both of you. I love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So please give it up for the father of the groom. Wells.
So, this is exciting for me. Caleb, I prayed for you for a lot of years, for your wife. And was it a year ago, July, found out I was praying for Lauren. And I'm just so proud of you, my son. You make me happy. You're a true example of a godly young man. And it just makes me happy to see the man you become. From that little boy bouncing around in the aisles with your big hair in 4th and 5th grade to where you are now, my son. I just couldn't be happier. Lauren, I'm so grateful to see how happy you make my son. And your vows together today, that was my most favorite part of the evening, was listening to you two pour your hearts out to each other, and how well spoken you both were. You must have worked a long time on those, because you guys were very well spoken in portraying your emotions to each other. And just continue to do that, because marriage is rough sometimes. It's great a lot of times, most of the time. Sometimes it's a little rough. And if you keep that communication line open like I saw today here, your first day of marriage, God will bless you. God will help you guys make it through together. I love you both. Just happy for this evening that both families coming together, and like Nikki Lee said, just the group of friends that you guys have behind each other. It's awesome. It's just good to see. I love you so much, Caleb. I'm proud of you. You're here to Caleb and Lauren.
Next up to the stage is Monique. Put your hands together for Monique.
She has saved me in more ways than she realizes, and she is the sister I prayed for and never stopped thanking God for. Now, if I'm honest, as the older and more confrontational friend, I have always felt this deep need to protect her. But standing here today, seeing her with Caleb, I can see that she is more than protected. She is cherished, and she deserves nothing less. I'll never forget helping Lauren move to Washington, and she looked at me like, what am I even doing here? Well, now we know exactly what she was doing there. She was walking right into God's plan for her life, and she was about to find her husband. And Lauren, since you always used to say I'll never marry a guy from Big Bear Lake, let this moment be proof. Never say never, because God has a sense of humor, and here we are. Lauren and Caleb, when I look at you together, I see the perfect balance. Lauren, you will always bring color, joy, and just enough chaos to keep Caleb laughing and never bored. And Caleb, you ground her. You steady her, and you help her step into all that God has called her to be. You make her braver, and she makes your world brighter. Your love is proof of God's timing, God's grace, and God's goodness. And it is such a blessing to witness it. So, here's to Lauren and Caleb. May your life together be filled with laughter that makes you fall on the floor, with the kind of love that reflects the heart of God, and with the future more beautiful than you ever dreamed. I love you both.
Thank you, Monique. We have two more. I'll start off with Elizabeth, the maid of honor. Put your hands together.
I know how a microphone works. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah, okay. Is everyone staying warm out there? Kind of. We're going to dance soon, so that'll help. But hey, everyone, I'm Elizabeth, or as my sister fondly calls me, Beth. And I pretty much know most of you since my sister did decide to marry the guy who grew up basically in our backyard, as most of us have said. I do want to really emphasize to everyone just how crazy this actually is, considering my sister has literally lived all over the world. She's been in California, Cambodia, Haiti, Panama, Hawaii, and Washington. The combined number of people in each of these places is 82.8 million people. And even with all of those options, she managed to find her person from the comfort of our tiny little hometown. So, pretty crazy. I remember how funny it was when Lauren did call me last summer and said, hey, is it just me or is Caleb McGivney like really cute? And I was like, and she also asked me if I knew him at all, and what I knew about him. And I told her he quite literally used to drive me and Tori to school together, mostly when my cousin Logan couldn't. He was here tonight. But more importantly, I knew that Caleb was always a Caleb was always a good-looking kid. But more importantly than that, he was always extremely kind. And to this day, I've never heard a bad word about him, which is kind of unheard of in Big Bear if you grew up here. It's kind of hard to get away with without people thinking something bad about you. So Caleb's got a great track record. But obviously her interest in him grew, and she shot her shot, so to speak, over Instagram DMs. And the rest is obviously history, because here we are, becoming family with our old backyard neighbors. And I could not be happier for you two. Okay, this is the part where I start getting teary, and that happens. So we're gonna rush through it. So my sister and I have had what I would call a typical sister relationship. In the early years, I was the irritating little sister that would rat her out for stuff she wasn't supposed to be doing. And I would insistently whine and cry when she wanted to have a sleepover in the living room with her friends, and I wasn't invited. And we used to throw things at each other, fight over wearing each other's clothes, so just the typical sister things. But as we got older, we realized we were actually pretty lucky to have each other, and that maybe we should actually be friends and secret keepers instead of enemies. So even with all the fighting growing up, Lauren's always been my role model. It's kind of her unfortunate role, her burden to bear as my older sister. But she's grown to carry that responsibility with grace and poise. When my sister left for college and really began to grow in her relationship with the Lord, I felt like I was able to see into her heart for the first time. It's a little bit sad to say, but I don't really think I knew who my sister was until I was about 14 years old and she moved out. I realized that she really loved God, and when she chose to be a missionary for the majority of her 20s, I realized that she was a lot more selfless than I'd ever given her credit for. During the time when people say you're supposed to be finding yourself and making mistakes and just having fun, my sister was living in third world countries, laying down her comforts and her desires to share the love of Jesus with a broken world.
Amen.
Of course, my sister's character hasn't just been shown to strangers that she served around the world, but it's also been served to me many times in my young adult life. And this is a really important story to me, so I wanted to share it. But my first year of college, just before the pandemic hit, I had become extremely depressed, and I began feeling that maybe God had just kind of forgotten about me and had better things to do than worry about the things that I was dealing with at that time. And I remember one phone call with my sister was all it took for her to lovingly but firmly remind me of the truth, which was that God had never left me, nor would he. And if I felt far away from him, it was likely because I was pushing him away rather than the opposite. And I really believe that conversation changed a lot of the trajectory of the next few years of my life. And I'm grateful that my sister had the courage to tell me what I needed to hear because she loved me rather than what maybe I would have wanted to hear at the time. Lauren, I know that you're going to be the greatest wife and inevitably the greatest mom. You've already proven up to this point that you're willing to lay down your life for the sake of love. You're kind when people don't deserve it. And you are definitely never boring or dull. And I hope Caleb really, truly knows what he's gotten himself into by marrying you. She's a little weird, Caleb. But Caleb, thank you for being wise enough to have realized that you needed to lock my sister down as soon as possible. I have genuinely never understood the guys that my sister dated before you. That did not treasure my sister for who she is. And all of us have been like, what? Sorry. Anyways, but I am really looking forward to getting to know you as a brother, and I am so grateful for the confidence, again, that I have in your character, just even from a, not that it really matters, but again, not hearing a bad word about you, it means a lot. Like, no, if anyone had something bad to say about you, it would have already been told by now. We would have already heard about it. But I have every confidence that you're going to treat my sister with the utmost respect and love that she has always deserved. And I know Ben and Jacob are also really looking forward to playing chess with you and being boys in general, having another brother. So I've only been married for a year, but I would like to give you guys a piece of advice, or a couple pieces of advice, and it's that you should always apologize quickly and talk about everything. Nothing can fester in the dark if everything stays in the light. Sacrifice for each other constantly. If you both can commit to sacrificing your needs for the other person, then neither of you are going to walk away feeling empty or that your needs are not being met, because you will both be equal in your sacrifice. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. I believe I speak for everyone in this room when I say that we're all here to support you, not just today, but for the rest of your marriage. So when you guys come to a rough patch and you need some extra support, please lean on your support systems instead of trying to make it through by yourselves. We're all here for you, and we're all happy to walk with you guys no matter what it is. So I love you both so much. I pray that nothing and no one separates this union that God has brought together in his perfect timing. So cheers to Lauren and Caleb.
Thank you, Elizabeth. In our last speech, if you can put your hands together for the best man, Ben.
All right. How's it going? Hello, everybody. My name is Ben Savanish. I know what you're thinking. I've never met this dude before. How is he the best man? Well, let me tell you. Well, I met Caleb the summer of our freshman year of college when we both worked at Camp Spalding. I was really good friends with his ex-girlfriend. She came to me and said, "You're really gonna like this guy. He's got the same interests as you. He loves to fish." Game on. Safe to say, when they broke up, I chose Team Caleb. And now Team Lauren. Let's go. Throughout the years of friendship, I got to teach this man to love country music, how to hunt, and how to grow a mullet.
Amen.
He definitely took the mullet to the next level, but he got a little haircut, so he's looking pretty good. One thing I love about Caleb is his constant attention to detail in all of his relationships. He can tell right away when something isn't quite right, and will sit there for hours to talk it out. I believe God uses him to bring a sense of peace and comfort. Me and this man have been through the lowest of valleys and the highest of mountains. I'm not afraid to say it. I love that man sitting over there. He's been one of the biggest blessings of my life. The blood, sweat, and tears we've shared are to be cherished forever. Lauren, you are one lucky woman. It should have been me in that white dress. I'm sorry, Haley. But I know God has planned this day for a long time. Lauren, the whole long distance thing was very advantageous for me and my needs. But I'm willing to give him away. I will miss my number one hunting buddy, but I know he is happy and in good hands. Lauren, I haven't known you for long, but your glow, your supportiveness, and your goofiness are just what Caleb needs. And sadly, I can't give him the kind of love that you bring to the table. The way he talks about you is something that I've never seen from Caleb, and let me tell you, he was quite the hopeless romantic. You both deserve the world, and I know God will reward you in your dedication to each other. And with that, many more answered prayers will follow. I love you both. Cheers and congratulations.